Hi everyone. I've been wanting to do a video on the Sonya Massey story for quite a while now. I've been kind of busy for the last week or so I haven't had time to release videos. But yeah, Sonya Massey, it's really sad what happened to her. She was the mother of two, she was only 36, and she ended up losing her life at the hands of a police officer by the name of Sean Grayson. He should not have been allowed to work as a police officer, judging from his background and his history for being a troublemaker. I did watch some of the video, but there were parts where I had to turn away because I just couldn't bear to see someone lose their life in such a horrific way. It's really sad. These kids no longer have their mother. In the video, I noticed that Officer Sean Grayson seemed argumentative and aggressive towards Sonya Massey, so she was calling them for help. And his attitude towards her was not that of a police officer who was there to protect and serve. And there were two officers there. Officer Grayson did not have his body cam on until after he took her life. The other officer had his body camera on the whole time. And that's why we were able to see what had happened. I did not like the way Officer Grayson was questioning her. It seemed as though he was treating her like she had committed a crime, or she was suspected of committing a crime, when she called them for help. I don't think it was necessary for them to come into her house either. All that they needed to do was search the premises, and if they did not find a prowler and everything seemed safe, all they had to do was just come back to her and tell her, "Ma'am, we've searched the premises and everything seems safe. Is there anything else that we could help you with?" So we saw that they came into her house. She was nervous, I could tell. He was very hostile, and she was boiling water. I'm not sure why she was boiling water, but instead of him asking her to turn off the pot of boiling water, I think he should have asked her if he could do that. When he drew his gun, she raised her hands and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." She put the pot down. Why would you take someone's life who is not a threat to you? And if he felt that he was threatened by the pot of hot water, he could have easily created more distance between them. But the language that he used with her was not appropriate. And now these kids no longer have their mother. I don't know if Sonya Massey had mental issues that she was dealing with. She did say that she rebuked him in the name of Jesus, but maybe she sensed that this guy was evil and that he was capable of doing something evil, even though he's wearing the uniform of a police officer. But Sonya Massey's family had a lot of great things to say about her, including her, I believe that was her oldest son who was in one of the videos. She seemed like a nice person who wanted to do great things in her life and live a good life and be a good mother. On the other hand, Officer Sean Grayson, he has a troubled past of someone who should not be allowed to work in that capacity as a police officer. Just in the last few years, Sean Grayson worked for several different police departments. He would leave one or be fired from one and go to another one and rinse and repeat. Why was he able to do that? And there's also a video that was released recently. It was a 2022 video of his former boss, his former supervisor, questioning him about Officer Grayson mishandling a traffic case and submitting inaccurate reports. And there was also an incident of him, Officer Sean Grayson, going against direct orders of his supervisor and pursuing another vehicle at 110 miles per hour until eventually running into a deer. And before becoming a police officer, he served in the military, in the Army, until being discharged due to serious misconduct, which was categorized as a serious offense. And instead of the Army dishonorably discharging Sean Grayson, they decided to give him a general discharge instead under honorable conditions, whatever that means. I believe the reason why he was discharged from the military was because he received, I think, 2 DUIs. Maybe one of them he received after the Army, but he had 2 DUIs on his record. And this guy sounds like a troublemaker. Why would you hire this guy to be a police officer? Why is he receiving preferential treatment after time and time again breaking the law and not following orders? You know, with this being an election year, right away people are going to try to make this political. And the truth is, neither party has tried to do away with qualified immunity for police officers. The Biden administration has not done it, and the Trump administration did not do it. And it was the Obama administration that signed I believe it was the Blue Lives Act. I'm probably wording it incorrectly, but it gave police officers more funding. And I'm not against police officers at all. You know, there are a lot of great officers who do their jobs well and who are here to serve and protect. But there are a lot of rogue police officers out there on the streets too who are out to do harm. The Biden administration, they had the opportunity to sign the George Floyd, I believe it was the George Floyd Act, or maybe it was the George Floyd bill, but they did not do it. Was this crime racially motivated by Sonya Massey losing her life? I think it very well could have been. I think had Sonya Massey been a Caucasian woman, I don't think he would have taken her life like that. His interaction with her would have been differently, most likely. Maybe some of you disagree with me on that, but that's just how I feel. But the truth is that as blacks, most hate crimes that happen are against us. And we still have yet to receive a hate crime bill. More recently, the Biden administration has given the Asian community a hate crime bill, so they're a protected group in this country. But those of us who identify as Black American, and most hate crimes are against us, we still have nothing. So the Democrats, the Republicans, what can you say? You can't blame one party and not blame the other, because neither one has done their job in this particular area, on this particular issue. So my condolences to the family of Sonya Massey. You know, we want things to change. We say that we want things to change, but are things really changing? Are we making a difference? Are those people who are in power, who have the ability to change things and make a difference, really doing just that? It doesn't seem like they are to me. To all a good evening and God bless. Our time is now. Let's change the world.